we're going to next go to Joe Spears, who's going to talk to us about the SpokenRx project with CVS Health. So, Joseph, the floor is yours.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
good
thank you. Yeah, you too. Hi, Joe Spears here from CVS Health. I'm going to go over a product that we have put out to market, which is called SpokenRx. If you can actually move to the next slide. Oop, next slide. So basically, we have a patient population of visually impaired folks who, want accessibility, want to be able to have independence and be able to handle their prescriptions all by themselves. And as you know, in today's world, you get a prescription bottle, print's very small on it, so it can be difficult for people with good vision. And so we decided to build a service for our patients where through our CVS digital application, they can actually scan an RFID chip that's applied to the prescription bottle or product itself, and it can be scanned on their smartphone via the application and actually read out the instructions and certain other health information associated to that prescription. So basically, in today's world, they go into the app, they access pharmacy and SpokenRx, which is the name of the app, scan, and there you go. And you can do it multiple times and for multiple prescriptions. There's voiceover actions that will actually provide the user with some instruction as what to do, like if they need to rescan or scan another prescription and whatnot. If you can go to the next screen. So as I mentioned, we wanted to provide these patients with some independence and provide them with a service that they can use in order to, take care of their own health. And building out this product, for us anyway, it was new technology that we haven't used before. What is an RFID chip? What can you put on an RFID chip? How much space is on an RFID chip? What type of RFID chips are out there? So we had to do pretty much a good discovery as far as what we are able to use. And I mean, obviously everyone here knows cost comes into the picture too, because we are not charging these patients for this service. So we needed to keep costs a little bit lower. So we wanted to utilize smaller space size chips, but also be able to have that chip be sustainable for the future. So I think one of our pain points was, what level of data do we put on a chip where we can utilize our digital application services to provide information, but also have a limited amount of data on that chip. For instance, I don't know, someone doesn't have Wi-Fi activity, or doesn't, they have no bars on their phone for any service, but they still want to be able to scan a prescription bottle. So how do we provide that patient with that level of comfort that they can access this information at any point, regardless of any, phone service? Now, also too, one of the challenges we have is, we have 100,000 plus pharmacy teams. So, setting up a patient for this service, how to encode a chip onto a bottle, providing an easy process for store teams to be able to encode a device for our patients. And then also, how do you work with the patient to show them or provide them some, education on how to use the application and whatnot. So there were some challenges there to make it an easy process. And also, I got to be honest, with the new equipment and, attaching new equipment in our stores, and how do we integrate it with our internal pharmacy system, were some challenges that we had, because we have multiple devices in the store. So, just like our laptops that we're all on right now, there's limited USB hubs, there's limited, access to provide different external devices. So we had to take that into consideration as well. One of the big call outs, I think I would say, is the space limitations. That was really a key point in for us trying to figure out So utilizing identifiers or specific identifiers that are unique to our systems that can talk back and forth between our digital application and our pharmacy operating system to provide patients with certain deeper levels of information in regards to their prescription. So that's tricky. And also, but allows us to be sustainable because we can continuously add more information to the patient based upon those unique identifiers. So we're constantly building on this, making enhancements to it. And you know, the technology is endless for this functionality. And you know, we're trying to think right now of ideas on how to utilize it for non-visually impaired. Could it just be something that's a permanent usage? What can we use this for? So it's a great technology, and I have to give, you know, some props to the Envision team because they were very, very, very helpful in helping us learn the technology, what type of coding we actually needed to code for, what's readable, how is it readable for multiple platforms like iOS and Android. And I gotta give them props for helping us and working through that because it was something we've never had to work through before. I might have caught us up on time because I know we're a little bit over, but if anybody has any questions.
Thanks, Joe. I don't see any questions. Real quickly, have you had any quantifiable or even just anecdotal feedback from the program, either through the pharmacy staff or from patients? Have you heard anything at all that your team has been able to get from experiences in the field?
Yeah, we work closely with the ADA, the American for Disabilities. Yeah, and the American Council for the Visually Impaired. So we get a lot of feedback from patients through that platform. And also our store teams do, you know, reach out. We also get some, you know, tweets from patients and whatnot. So we can see that as well. But it's a large population. So, I mean, we have roughly right now, I don't know how many people we have right now, maybe close to 100,000 more.
Wow.
But I would say our biggest input is working with that organization that works with the visually impaired directly to ensure that, you know, services altogether, not just pharmacy services, but services in general for these patients are adhered to by different corporations. And so we do work closely with them to get patient feedback. We have focus groups too with patients, so we can get feedback from them as far as what other services they would like. So yeah, we do have direct connect with patient information or patient wants.
And I would assume the feedback has been positive for the most part, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, very, very, very positive. Honestly, if you go on YouTube, there are hundreds and hundreds of videos of patients utilizing this, which, I mean, they try to block out their HIPAA information, but they're constantly showing, you know, how it works. You know, there was quite a bit of excitement in the industry because we were the first pharmacy chain to integrate it into our own digital application and pharmacy system. So you know, patients are very excited about this because they get a level of information based on, you know, what's encoded on this RFID chip, but there are other services within the application the patient can use that handle or are for visually impaired patients. So they've got a plethora of things they're able to do. So it makes life a lot easier for them.
All right. Well, Joseph, thank you so much for your time today. You know, I think one of the greatest compliments that any technologist can get is when a customer thinks something has happened like magic. And I think something like the SpokenRx application is something that really delivers on that, you know, on that goal of technologists, is to make technology not only meaningful, but also delight us and surprise us with how simple it is to use. So I do want to thank the team there. I know Identiv and and CVS have been working on this for quite some time. So congratulations, and glad to hear about all the success. Thank you, Joseph.
Yep, no problem. Have a good day, everyone.